Welcome to another episode of MPJ New Rock Album Review Show. It's me, Nigel. It's Chris. It's Trish. It's Lauren, and our missing compatriots Will and Simon. Who we wish all the very best with Simon become a new dad. Congratulations. Show we review all the latest albums. This is episode 12, where we're reviewing albums released in February or before, and giving them a rating out of 5. See if they get into a Hall of Fame. Today's offering is a band called Arion and The Light That Burns the Sky. As per with all our album reviews, we give it a bit of background in the text below rather than me reading it out and boring you to death. Orion, The Light That Burns the Sky. You've got to say that the album titles this month have been incredibly imaginative, really, haven't they? And again, captures that imagination. Did it capture our hearts? Let's start with you then, Lauren. What did you think of The Light That Burns the Sky? Did it blind you? Did it make you... Because we all know you're an angel. Did it topple you from your perch in the sky?
You're just saying all the right stuff, Nigel. I feel like I'm going to be asked a favour or something in a minute. So, The Light That Burns the Sky. Was really looking forward to listening to it because, as we've discussed before, my taste is growing. So I thought, okay, from the album cover and that sort of stuff, I'm expecting power metal. I'm expecting a bit of something maybe a bit melodic, something a bit out there. And I ended up whelmed by it. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I found it to be another album in a mix of many albums where I've heard a lot like it, and that's not to say it's not good. It's just like a lot of other stuff I've heard recently. So I think you'd really have to bring something super, super special to really push it out into the forefront. And this, whilst a good album, it just didn't really do that for me compared to some other stuff, which is a shame. Really liked Wings of Twilight. I thought that was quite a good song. I liked the feature on it. It was nicely done. But yeah, overall, I just found it a little bit average.
Now, normally with his dulcet tones, we're whelmed, but were we whelmed by this album, Chris? What did you think of this?
It's got to be said, I think this album benefits from the other albums that are in the playlist this month, because this was very much a welcome light in the darkness of all the growly that we've talked about so far. It's got a lot of what I really like, so rapid drums, the thematic instrumentals, and really good clean vocals. Definitely thumbs up for clean vocals. There's a thing that Orion do in some of their songs where they're layering the verses as they go. They're building towards a crescendo, which you get to in the chorus. They do it really well, and stuff like a Phoenix and Blasphemous Paranoise work really well in that regard for this as well. And as Laura mentioned, Wings of Twilight with Melissa Bonney, the lyrics in that set are really a worm going for me. I really like this. This ticked a lot of boxes for me this month.
Trish, how would you describe Orion? Tell us.
Well, for me, this album was more like a shooting star rather than a burn in the sky, as it seemed to flash before my listening ears, and I was at the end of the album before I knew it. I'm not sure if it's because the songs right from the opening instrumental track just blended into one another, with the exception of Wings of Twilight, which did make my ears perk up with the beautiful vocals of Melissa Bonney accompanying them, and it worked so well. This was one of my favourite tracks on the album, alongside Burning in the Skies. All I will say is this is a solid offering of heavy-hitting drums and heavy metal.
Yeah, I think Chris is right. I think after having to wade my way through Dawn of Soul, Cigar Architects and Lunacoid, this was a nice welcome relief to the palate, shall we say. But I also kind of understand a little bit where Lauren is coming from. This is a good album. It is a very good album. It is well layered. Chris is absolutely right. It is kind of it is solid. It is good, but it is a little bit predictable. Actually, I would say very predictable album. It doesn't move through any real gears for me to kind of go on like, oh yes, or there wasn't enough hero tracks as well that kind of stood out for me. It was beautifully melodic. It was well constructed. It just never really burned in the sky for me like a comet. It was more like a very nice twinkling shooting star. I think you might be right there, I think, as well. Oh my God, I just regurgitated and agreed with every single analogy that's been made. So there we are. Now, maybe I'll get an original thought someday. Who knows? Maybe
it just means that we're all right, Nigel.
Yeah, I think we might be aligned. I think the stars might be aligned here as well. I mean, surely this wouldn't probably be Simon or Will's cup of tea either. But if they score more than 4, it gets into our Hall of Fame. Let's start with you then, Chris. Lauren. What did you give this?
I gave this a 2.5.
2.5. Oh my God, excellent. Chris.
I gave this a 4.
A 4? Oh, that's really solid. Mm-hmm. And do you know what? Simon also gave this a 4.
He's a good man, that Simon. Don't care what anyone else says.
Now, I give this a 3.5. Okay. As did William. Now, which is a real surprise. A 3.5. Yeah. I know, right? I know. Yeah. I know. Now, if Trish were to give this a 5... it would get into a Hall of Fame. How exciting! And Trish and Trish has a reputation of giving 5s, and I think this album it might well be her cup of tea. I am absolutely sure that Arion are going to get into the Hall of Fame. I am sure that Trish is going to tip the scales here. Trish, what was your score?
Well, they're not tipping the right way. I gave it a 3.5.
3.7, 18.5 out of 25. It's still a really good score. It's going to get into our top 150, 200 albums that we reviewed now. I must have a big count up on terms of that as well. So congratulations to Arion and The Light That Burns the Sky. I think, across the board, and of course we do drop a score, and that was Lauren's. Lauren's, your score has been dismissed and is no longer valid. It's not. Because overall, the rest of us enjoyed this album, I think. There we go. Right, okay, thank you very much. Do you, Arion fans, non-Arion fans, check it out? Do you agree, disagree? Leave your comments below. Hit the like and subscribe button. And thank you very much. And keep on rocking, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Right, I just need a quick comfort break.